Hi, I'm Daniela and this is Jocelyn. Thanks for coming back to our channel.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how we found a sperm donor.
In our last video, we talked to you about how we came to the conclusion that we were going to do ICI insemination. For more information on ways to artificially inseminate, you can check out our video, Ways to Get Pregnant Through Artificial Insemination.
We already have a co-parenting relationship with Isabella's dad and his family, and of course we're really grateful for that, but we knew with our next child we wanted to be the sole parent.
When looking into sperm banks, we found out that they offer what is called washed and unwashed sperm. So washed sperm is where the sperm goes through a process and it is separated from the seminal fluid. This process enhances fertility and is necessary for IUI insemination.
Or there's unwashed sperm, which is just basically sperm. So what I learned was that after 6 treatments of IUI using the wash sperm, your success rate can go up to 50%, whereas the success rate of ICI after 6 treatments is just under 40%. So there is about a 10% increased chance of success, but you're seeing a lot more cost with the IUI and the wash sperm versus the at-home insemination and ICI for just about 10% higher success rates.
All right, let's break this down with a quick math break. On one hand, we have IUI, or the intrauterine procedure, with expenses like hormone-stimulating meds, blood work, the insemination, and the sperm. That brings the grand total between $1,500 and $5,000 per cycle. On the other hand is the ICI, or intracervical procedure, with expenses like multivitamins, the insemination, and the sperm. A grand total for ICI ranges between $650 and $2,500 per cycle.
So I don't know, that's kind of
I guess
you
it
want to
depends.
consider.
Yeah, it depends on what works for you and your family. And if you feel like 10% is a huge percent increase or you're okay with it. Most women purchase wash sperm if they plan on undergoing an IUI procedure, but it's important to know that some fertility clinics prefer you to get unwashed sperm because they like to do the washing themselves.
So definitely make sure you ask your clinic if you're using one, whether they undergo their own process.
In terms of cryobanks, our doctor recommended California Cryobank because they offer a lot of programs for families such as vial buyback or exchanges, which could be helpful to some because vials can be quite expensive.
Some of the other websites that I found that were super helpful when it came to trying to find more inexpensive ways to find a donor were Pride Angel, Seattle Sperm Bank, as well as coparents.com. So I would highly suggest checking some of those websites out. We'll leave the links in the description below.
Something else we found out during our research was, boy, is sperm expensive. Our doctor recommended us purchasing 6 to 9 vials right off the bat, which that's a great number to get started with, but you're spending a lot of money. This isn't something that we didn't expect. We definitely saved for this, but it was just very alarming.
Okay, just one more math break, I promise. It's important to have a good idea of how much sperm will actually cost you. Not only will you have to buy vials or straws, you'll also have to pay every time you need them shipped, as well as safe storage every time you're not using them. All this adds up quick. This means that 2 vials can run up to $1,500.
And makes the decision of finding a sperm donor that much more difficult.
So after creating accounts on multiple websites and browsing through what felt like, I don't know, 1 million profiles, nothing really felt like it stood out or just seemed to be calling us in the way that we were kind of hoping it would.
Personally, I felt like I really couldn't connect with any of the profiles. I felt myself wanting to know more about these people, and I really struggled to feel comfortable choosing a donor.
And we get that everyone has their own path to conception.
There's no right or wrong way. The only thing we can do is just share with you our path in real time and hope that it helps you make your decision.
So back to our donor decision.
Yes. Again, the cases of COVID were rising and we were trying to be cautious. So, with so much uncertainty that comes into that, we decided to slow down on our ordering of sperm and choosing a donor. And we took another little break.
So, during our baby making break, we actually stumbled upon a situation we thought might work for us and decided to keep our own tradition of being unconventional.
Yeah, and we found a known donor.
For the safety of our family and our donor, we would like to keep him anonymous. We're willing to share the nitty gritty, but that's just one little bit of information we're going to keep to ourselves.
We decided to work with a known donor because we found someone that we have known and trusted for a really long time. As well as that, we can feel at ease knowing who helped us create our baby.
Now, working with a known donor is not for everyone. I think it definitely takes a lot of trust and laying everything out on the table, knowing everyone's expectations up front, and making sure that everyone feels heard and understood helps the process for sure. I think many conversations had to be had
before our decision was actually made.
Yes.
Definitely. We were upfront with everything about our donor, all of our needs, our plans, the guidelines, and we even made a contract. We edited the contract multiple times because we said, okay, this is what we want, sent it to him, let him make his edits and contributions to it, and he sent it back to us. So it was something that was in review for quite a while before we came to final decisions.
Yep, and we even got a lawyer involved just to make sure that it felt like a secure document before we had it notarized.
Yeah, and we did this to make sure that we were protecting ourselves, our donor, and our future child, to make sure everyone's voices were heard and accounted for.
And it was really great that we all were able to be so open and honest with each other and really just kind of lay it all on the table. Like I said before, it was great to feel heard. It was great to know I don't have to worry about, well, what if this comes up, or what if this situation happens? It just feels like a security blanket in a way.
Exactly. And having a known donor also makes me feel comfortable because we know this person, we know their medical history, we know their heritage, we even know their family. And then to come back later in life, if our child were to ever have questions of their medical history or anything like that, we could ask this person discreetly and it'd be okay. A side note is we use this really cool website called Motorized.com, which allowed us to notarize an e-sign via webcam, which was so cool because us and the donor were in separate locations, and it just really made the process super simple.
For sure. We really consider ourselves pretty lucky that we were able to find someone who is willing to meet our needs, and this is someone who, if they're making live samples, has to understand every month we're going to be taking up a big chunk of your time. So it was really nice to know this person's on board with us and ready to take on the challenge with us.
Yeah, it was a big sigh of relief to know that this person was so willing to come on every step of this journey with us. They're so down for the ride and supportive and helpful and always ready to contribute.
So if you've come to the point in this journey where I feel like everyone does, and you're super overwhelmed because you're not sure what to choose, I would say the best place to start is just kind of having a conversation with yourself and whoever else is going to be involved in this journey with you, and say, what are you comfortable with? What are you comfortable with spending? What are you comfortable with knowing? What are you comfortable with not knowing? And really get clear on your own expectations of this process, and definitely go from there.
Yeah, once you have all those ironed out, those details, it will be much easier for you to make a decision on what type of donor you would choose. I hope that this video helps you find your sperm donor. Please give us a like and subscribe if you are interested in this content, and definitely reach out to us in the comments.
In our next video, we're going to be talking about how to track your ovulations. See you soon.